Well, I also want to go into your governing partner, who,
She's good.
yeah, she's dynamic right now in this last stretch, 28 days. But I want to take you to a piece that back in history a little bit when you were still a senator
Yep.
and I was a White House correspondent and George W. Bush was president. And it's kind of that same time George W. Bush just came back from Africa and you were supposed to go to Africa, but you're dealing with what you're supposed to deal with right now, what's happening here in this nation. And he and I were talking about the moment when Barack Obama was running against John McCain. And he said to me, he saw subtle and overt racism. The sitting president said that to me. And now watching potentially the first Black woman, first South Asian woman to potentially be president, do you see something similar possibly as George W. Bush saw for Barack Obama?
You mean from her opponent?
From her opponent and those who listened to him?
Well, the answer is yes. I mean, he's very straightforward about it. He's not like, John McCain or George W. Bush.
Yeah,
This is a different breed of cat, man.
yeah,
This is a guy who's just flat out prejudiced. He does not respect her. Does not respect women. He doesn't respect African Americans. And the way he diminishes and demeans the backgrounds is sad. It's sick.
yeah. But what do you think about her carrying on your Black agenda, carrying on your legacy, and even starting something new? Because with each presidency, there's always that hidden variable, things that you never imagined that will happen. What do you think about her moving forward as your governing partner now and moving forward to run this nation?
I have great confidence in it. Great confidence in it. We spent a lot of time together. I've fostered her campaign. All the people, significant first people in our campaign are the people running my campaign.
Hmm.
So I feel like it's just one and the same. And I have great confidence in her. Look, this is a woman, the bottom line is, everyone, she believes as I do, everyone just deserves a fighting chance.
Hmm.
It's a simple, basic proposition.
Hmm.
Just a fighting chance. A level playing field. That's what it's all about. You do that, you change the nation, change the world. And the way we, for example, the way, just look at our cabinet, look at our administration. We represent the community as it stands. I was determined to do that when I became vice president. We have more African Americans in my cabinet. We have more African Americans in our administration than anyone has in all history, because it matters.
Hmm.
It matters that your son or daughter looks and says, "Hey, Mom, look at that president. She's Black." Or, "Hey, Mom, look at that Supreme Court justice. She's Black. Hey, Mom." I mean, a little tiny glimpse of that was growing up as a Catholic in an area that wasn't particularly overwhelmingly pro-Catholic. And when John Kennedy got elected president, I
That was a
thought,
big deal.
God, God, I'm only the second Catholic ever elected president of the United States of America. It doesn't mean that people stopped it. But my point is, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Difference is a big deal, especially now. And with that, in these last few days before the election, and no matter what, on January 20th, you are going to say goodbye to the White House, and
Yeah.
people thank you. Um, you tried to save the democracy. You tried to save the democracy, and people are thankful. But along the way to try to save the democracy, tell me about your success or things that you wish you could have done when it came to the Black agenda.
Well, first of all, I wish we could have gotten more work done quicker
Mm,
in terms of the Black agenda. But look what we did, though.
mhm,
We cut back poverty significantly.
mhm.
We increased the opportunity for Blacks to have good jobs significantly. We increased the participation of the number of small businesses. We got $16 billion for HBCUs.
And I'm an HBCUer, thank you.
Oh, by the way, HBCU, there's qualified students there as there are in any other school, except one thing: you don't have the all that money put aside to be able to build the laboratories of the future.
The research,
The
R1,
research,
yeah, R1 status,
well,
yes.
guess what? You got it now. You're getting it, $16 billion for these HBCUs.
Yeah,
I come up through Delaware State. I didn't go there. I went to the university, but that's where my support was.
mhm,
And so it matters.
mhm.
There's not a single thing that anyone else can do that the Black person can't do. Not a single thing. Not a single thing. I really mean it.
I
The
agree.
whole world.
Yeah,
But it's just bizarre. And
yeah,
that's why, going back to I'm going back to Africa. I had to cancel because of these hurricanes. But I'm going back to Angola.
When? Before you leave office?
Yeah, I'm going back maybe as early as 10 days from now.
Really?
I'm trying to
Okay.
work it out in terms of schedule. And because the libido corridor, look, think about it. I'm the guy that came up with this Build Back Better proposal. Remember all the crap I
Yes.
got? But guess what?
Yeah.
All it's about is making sure we want to build a railroad from the Atlantic to the Indian
Indian
Ocean.
Ocean, yes.
You know why? There's countries along that route that have all the food in the world. They have no way to get it out. Others where people are starving. We're going to build the most significant solar panel field in all the world is going to be in Angola. There's going to be 1 billion people there. 1 billion people.
Yes.
And we're competing with China and Russia. China, has this anyway. I think it matters. It matters a lot. It matters a lot just in terms of simple equity, but also matters a lot in terms of security.
When it goes from the rail from the Atlantic to the Indian Oceans, is that also about bringing the grains to make sure that people throughout the sub-Saharan Africa area can get the grains coming from Ukraine that are being blocked by the Dead Sea?
Yes, that's one of the things. But it goes well beyond that.
Okay.
It's about, look, there's 1 billion people on that continent. The capacity is overwhelming.
Yeah.
We walk away and don't do the things that are basic help we give to any community. Makes no sense. It's overwhelming our interest.
Yeah.
Just selfishly, it's overwhelming America's interest to see a continent that is thriving, a continent that's moving, a continent that is not sucked into these ideological positions that Russia and China are pushing. They're different, but they're pushing. So I just think there's a significant opportunity.